saying that if we read the whole book, it would change our mind?
I am.
Is that what you're claiming?
If you listen carefully, and I'm going to say it a fourth time,
No,
Joe.
just
I know
answer
you
my
are
question.
listen, let me finish. You are a young man with a lot of young blood. Yeah. I said to you, if you look at the evidence, consider it duly. So yes, I'm telling you, if you consider the evidence in the Quran duly, you will not disagree with it. And I will come back again, Joe. Take up my challenge. Would you like a present of the Quran, or are you also afraid?
I'm not afraid. I'll read any book.
Have we got a copy of the book, please? Excellent, Joe. I'm going to give you a present. And I mean this as a brother, sincerely.
Don't take this like I'm going to convert or anything.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, listen, Joe. Listen.
Hang on, let me finish. I'm open-minded, and I read. Look, I've spoken to Shamsi before, and I've had long debates about this. Yeah, I've read some of it, and I will read all of it if I need to. If you're telling me that will change,
I'm telling you.
Hang on, but what you have to address, which you're not addressing at the moment, is
there you are, my brother.
Under this book, there is a Sharia law. Hang on, there's a Sharia system. Yeah?
Thank you so much. There you are. That's a present from me to you.
In the Sharia, yeah, there are lots of. Hang on,
Joe.
Don't let me
look,
finish.
I'm going to interject. I will tell you why.
Because do you not let me finish? Let me make my point.
I'll tell you why. I'm going to allow him to, but I just want. One second, Joe. Let me finish. I'll just tell you why. You see, when you go into Sharia, it is like me asking you, what does Section 1, Subsection 1 of the Race Relations Act of 1976 say? Would you be able to answer it? This is the problem. You see, if you are going to... One second, Joe. You can go ahead anyway, but I made my point. Go ahead.
You never let me make my point.
Go ahead.
This is different from the Hadith.
Yeah, so,
This is not the Hadith.
hang on. So first of all, in the country that we live right now, religion is kind of separated from the political system. Yeah. Under Islam, for example, Saudi Arabia, it's not a total Sharia law policy over there, but it's the closest to anywhere in the world. Do you agree?
No.
So you think they've got
Based
Sharia
on
law?
the evidence, I would not agree.
Okay, so hang on. All right, so let's leave that there. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions about the Sharia law because. So do you believe in Sharia law or you don't?
Joe, again, I don't know. Maybe I'm. Listen, Joe. I'll tell you why. You see, I consistently here have stated I don't subscribe to the word believe. Have I not said that? And each time you are saying, do you believe in this? I'll tell you why. Joe, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Excellent. Put it another way. Excellent. Number one, I'm in the United Kingdom. Yeah? Is the Sharia what we call the Islamic law? It isn't. So no. But I will tell you something. As I said earlier on, look, to be honest with you, you know Elaine, the terror element.
Let me ask
Go
you a
ahead.
question. I can't get the question.
Sure.
So we'll change the word from believe to follow. So you follow, the Sharia law. In an ideal world, you would have it. I'm not saying you want to bring it here, but in an ideal world, you would have it as a Muslim, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Okay. And do you accept that in Sharia law there are lots of things that are unfair to women and unfair to non-believers? Do you accept that?
No.
Okay. So let me give you an example. Jizya.
Yeah.
You pay zakat as a Muslim because it's one of your pillars in Islam, yeah? Correct?
Yeah.
So it's a charity lane, just in case you want to know.
Oh, right.
That Muslims would have to pay a percentage of their earnings.
Oh, yes. Usury.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
No. Usually is interest.
Oh.
That's correct, right?
Yeah.
Zakat, you pay it based on how much you earn, etc.
Yes.
So, if there's a Sharia law in this country and you're not a Muslim, you have to pay something called jizya, which is basically a tax for non-Muslims. It's a religious-based tax.
Thank you.
It's discriminated. Right now, in this country, the government cannot discriminate against anyone. You're Muslim, someone's Christian, someone's a Jew. Everyone pays the same tax based on their earnings. You pay the percentage.
Yeah.
So do you agree that what I've just said to you is an unfair system?
No.
So can you explain to me how religious-based?
I'm glad you said that. You see, can I just ask you, what is the level in percentage terms for jizya?
I don't know. I'm not interested in that.
No.
I'm asking. No.
Wait. Look,
I don't want you to tell me what percentage.
Joe, you have got a preconceived idea, and I will tell you what. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to say, and I already said it. Take the evidence, study it yourself, then come back with the questions. As I said earlier, Elaine, I'm not going to.
You don't want to answer the
one
question?
second. No, I've already answered it. You don't know. Yeah? I said very clearly, look, don't go into these, like I said, subsection 1 of the Race Relations Act. What is it? If you don't know, how in the world can you come out with an opinion on it? It is totally unfair. And one second, let me finish. Unjust. Now, what I did say to him, he used the word jizya. And I said, okay, what's the percentage? He doesn't know. But he had outrightly dismissed the idea by wanting to establish that it is unfair. Now, tell me, and I'm going to ask you this without using the word jizya, okay? The two of us are taxed, yeah? I get 2.5% tax, and he gets 0.5% tax. Which one is fair?
Is that what it is then?
One second.
So
They are not
confirm?
equal.
Let me ask.
They are not equal. One second. They are not. It's an example. They are not equal. But the question there is this: the person who has 2.5 is definitely being taxed more. Is it fair on him? Thank you.
Elaine,
Thank you.
don't-
One second.
don't- Hang on. He's confusing you. Let me tell you.
I am
this.
not confusing her.
You are.
I'm,
It's a religious-based tax, which means you don't have to pay it because you don't follow the religion. Whether it's 0.5%, whether it's 0.1%, you don't have to pay a penny.
Okay,
because
excellent.
You don't follow
I'm so
the
glad he
religion.
said that.
That's
Now,
Why should
now
you?
watch this. How respectfully I'm going to demolish what he just said. At the start, I said Islam is not a religion. So how can you have a religious tax?
What did you say? Say that again. Sorry, I got distracted.
You can't have a religious tax.
How can you have a religious tax when it is not a religion?
It's a system.
Please
A
tell me.
system tax.
Now,
can't change the
Joe,
word.
yeah, look, here you go.
My friend,
Joe, listen.
you're
Listen,
running
my
away
friend.
from the point. You're
Listen,
running away from it.
respectfully, I don't want to embarrass you. Okay, but listen to me, Joe. I've given you the Quran. I've given you the Quran. I want you to go and study the evidence, and I'm here. Come back to me and
I will do
listen
that.
to me,
I will
Jojo.
do
One
that.
second. You challenge me on these points of law.
But
I'll tell you
only-
what. Let me tell you
only if you
something.
answer
One
my
second, Joe.
questions. Don't keep
Joe,
changing things.
Joe, I do not change things, but what I do not do is entertain a question based on ignorance.
Listen, honestly.
Do you agree?
I agree.
Thank you.
On my dad's life, yeah?
Oh, no.
I want you to explain to
Look,
me.
your poor dad has nothing to do with our conversation.
I want to show you how sincere I am about
No,
this.
so am I.
I wanted to
Yeah?
explain to me how it's not a religious-based
I'll
tax.
tell you, I just told you. Look, Joe, which bit of English do you not understand?
changing the
Can you
word.
finish?
I'm going to
Can
have
you-
to go. I'm feeling
It was an absolute pleasure speaking to you, Elaine. If I said or did anything untoward, please do forgive me. That was not the intention at all.
here another week.
Absolutely, I will be here also. You look after yourself.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good to see you later.
Lovely meeting
Okay. Bye bye.
you. Good luck.
Look
luck
after
reading the
yourself.
book.
God bless.
Read it,
Yeah,
find out.
definitely. I'm here. Anytime, come back to me. Look after yourself.
Telephone number, isn't it? So we can call you.
I don't mind. I'll give it to you. No,
Let
you
me
see,
say-
Joe.
let me just make a point. Yeah?
On a final note.
I may come across differently to you.
No, I
yeah?
don't mind. I don't mind.
Listen, I know enough. Yeah, you might think I don't. Listen, my grandma's the best Muslim
not
I've ever
saying
met in my
anything.
life. No Muslim's ever more pure than my grandma.
And she's
You
an
understand?
expert in Sharia law.
She's not expert.
Thank you.
She's not. She's not.
Then
at
it
all.
doesn't make a difference. Just tell me what you
The
want.
woman can't read.
Huh?
She's not.
She's a
law-
brilliant Muslim.
Yes.
May God bless
you know
her.
why? Because she's pure.
God bless her.
Unlike most people who pretend to be, but they're not.
Well,
really.
that's subjective, but
It
just
is,
get
I
to the
agree.
point.
So anyway, my point is that everything I say to you, I'm sincere. Yeah.
I'm
but
glad.
what you're doing is you're just changing the words, being clever with it, and you've got a group of people behind you laughing at it. It makes you look like you've said something clever, but you haven't. All you've done is change the words. So jizya, for example, I honestly want to know how you think it's fair.
Joe, since I have not accused you of anything. You have accused me of a few things. But now I'm going to put you on the spot here. Yeah, Joe? And I'm going to tell you this.
What did I accuse you of?
One second. I'll tell you something, Joe. Yeah? I would never enter into a discussion without knowing the basic facts about the subject matter that I'm going to discuss. In that, you have failed signally, number one. Number two, I will tell you another thing, Joe. God bless your grandma. Yeah? But you know and I know, and I'm going to ask you on the spot here, and I want you to be as sincere as you have been, thankfully. Yeah? As I said to Elaine, I'm going to ask you also. What does Section 1 say of the Race Relations Act, 1976?
I have no idea.
Okay. Now, if I were, I'll tell you. If I were to say to you, look, I know that it says you must not discriminate. One second, wait, you don't know. I wish you did. then it would be a fruitful conversation. But I'm telling you, if you do not know about legal systems and the nuanced elements in the legal system, don't pretend you know what you're talking about. And I'm telling you this because you don't know. So I am also giving you the offer here, Joe. Go and study. If you want to talk about the Sharia in relation to any subject matter, by all means do so, and then come back, tell me, look, I studied about this matter, I want answers to these questions. But to come here and simple things you don't know and then pretend you are confident about the subject matter is not a good idea. It's certainly not scientific.
Listen,
okay?
I never for 1 minute claim to be an expert. And I'll say again, I'm not an expert. And listen, let me tell you.
It's common usage of words.
Let me tell you that I'm sincere. If I said something that I don't know and you said something to me, I would accept it. Yeah?
Absolutely.
So you've got
and you told us.
You've got a fantastic point when you say that I've not done my research. You're right. I haven't. I'm not an expert.
That's all I want people to do.
Yeah.
And then talk.
So I accept that. Yeah. But what the question I asked you is still stands, and it's a genuine point.
And genuinely, Joe, it is genuine.
The details of it, I understand that I probably will be in deep waters and I probably won't know as much as you do. I get that.
Yes.
But you still haven't covered the
Joe,
basic question I asked.
Joe, the problem here is this, and why I'm trying to explain to you. Yeah, when you are discussing a matter, okay, know enough about it so that you can disagree. My problem with your approach, Joe, is that you were in disdain about it when you were talking to Elaine, and I knew instantly you weren't aware of it. But that's because I have spoken to a lot of people and I am aware psychologically how it is going to move. But what I want you to do, Joe, you are a young, intelligent fellow. I want you to make the right decisions, and in order to do that, trust me, do what you had said at the start. Look at the evidence objectively, not with a biased point of view as you are doing right now.
I just told you. You keep accusing me of that.
I'll tell you why.
If I was looking from a biased point of view, will I take a book off you and say I'm going to read it?
No, I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Can I justify why I'm saying this? If it's not a biased point of view, you wouldn't have dismissed something unless you knew about it. You didn't know about it, but you dismissed it.
Which bit?
About the jizya.
So what did I say that was wrong about that?
You didn't even know what the percentage was. Now, and you didn't want to know. That's the important thing. But
okay,
Joe,
look,
no.
Doesn't matter.
That's the problem. How can it not matter? You said it was unfair. You said it was unfair.
Let me tell you, even if it's 0.1%, you're missing my point.
It's not a religious tax.
Explain
What is
why
zakat?
it is unfair.
It isn't a religious tax.
What is zakat?
Zakah is for the Muslims
Charity.
to give towards people who are more unfortunate. And it has been established as a percentage, and that percentage, if you have 2.5% of £1 million and you have 2.5% of £100, you will see it is just. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Now, one second, wait. You see, if I were to tell you, right, what are the 25 elements in relation to zakat? Do you know them? No. If I were to tell you, okay, you've used the word jizya, what is involved, technically speaking, in establishing all this? Do you know? No, you don't.
I agree.
So what I'm saying, Joe, is no, look, if you have got a valid argument, and I'm not saying it isn't at this moment in time, all I am saying is, Joe, do yourself a favor, do what you said at the start. Where is the evidence?
Yeah.
Look at the evidence, critically assess it, analyze it, and when you have said, right, wait a minute, Shabir, here, I have done it, tell me what this is.
Yeah,
that's all I want you to do.
Do it. As I promised.
And I shall come back.
I will do that.
Yeah, God willing,
here,
I'm here in 4 weeks,
okay,
hopefully.
We'll go.
Come.
Next time I'm here, we'll go into details about it.
Absolutely.
But still, you have to accept. Because
Go ahead, I'm waiting.
I don't know if this is coming across in a different way, but the tax, zakat, it's zakat. It's not income tax. It's not, some other tax.
Yeah.
It's called zakat. Yeah?
Okay.
If for someone like Elaine, who's not a Muslim, she doesn't pay zakat. Doesn't matter how much you're asking her to pay. That's not the question here. The question is here the purpose of that tax.
I'm so glad. You know what I'm going to do? Since you have asked it a third time, I'm going to, in a nutshell, tell you something. I'll tell you something. In an Islamic state, is there any tax apart from zakat? Who said?
I had a debate with.
No. Does Islam say that?
Yeah.
If in an Islamic state,
My
we,
understanding
one
is we
second,
just pay
one
one
second.
tax.
Oh, no, your understanding is incorrect, unfortunately. Yeah, but here is the problem. Here, one
Why don't
second.
you guys told me that?
Forget about a guy telling you. If a guy comes and tells you he's a Martian from Mars, will you believe it?
No, he was a Muslim.
Exactly. It doesn't matter, Muslim or otherwise. But the point I'm making to you is that does the Islamic State levy for us to establish other taxes? Yes or no?
Yes, I guess.
Yes, you guess. So it's another thing you are not aware of. So you see, there are many things which I am saying to you, Joe. I nearly called you Jack. Sorry. Yeah, Joe. You see, there are many things, and that is why I said at the start when I interjected that look, there are general issues, and then there are detailed issues. Do you know, right now, every year from the Houses of Parliament, we get over 2,000 statutes that come onto the statute record. Do you know what they are?
No, because I've not looked into it.
Even if you look into it, you would not be able to decipher what is going on. Hence the reason you have got solicitors and barristers. Yeah? And even then, it is taken to the High Court or the Supreme Court because the decision may have been made wrongly. So you see, you know, it is very nuanced. And to suggest this is the height of ignorance, and I'm not suggesting about you. Yeah, it is the height of ignorance to come here and say Sharia law says X, Y, and Z when you are totally clueless about it. I'm not talking about you. Many people do that.
I agree with you about other
exactly.
people. I agree.
So what I'm
I
saying,
hate when people do that. So I agree with you.
I'm so glad. And this is what I'm saying, Joe. Honestly, if you look at it impartially, you will not disagree with it. And that's what I want us to do. So that next time we have a conversation, we are like brothers. Yeah? You are younger than me. Does he look younger than me?
I'm definitely younger than him.
Okay, I'll let you off. Yeah, yeah, and then it's a learning process for all of us. Yeah. So if I have said anything untoward, Joe, please do forgive me, my brother. That was not the intention.
Good to see you.
Okay, you look after
I'll
yourself.
definitely read it, and if you're here
Definitely
next
do, and come back, and we will have a conversation. Look after yourself. Bye bye. You okay? Ooh. Don't bump into me.
Can you do a conclusion? What you talk about?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, the conversation was actually with a Muslim brother they were having about Islam and how bad it is. Yeah, and they were using words like religion, evidence, empiricism, etc. And I was listening to it and I realized that no, the approach is totally wrong. So unfortunately the Muslim brother got a bit emotional and he walked away. And so I brought them back and I said, right, you guys have used certain words. What did you actually mean? So I touched on empiricism, on evidence, and established for them that what they thought they knew about Islam was entirely incorrect.
Going back to the words about the jizya and the tax that you were talking about.
Yeah.
What was his
Well, his point was that it is an unfair religious tax. Now, unfortunately for them, at the outset, I had made it clear that Islam is not a religion. And so if it isn't a religion, how can you have a religious tax? You can't. However, having said that, what they don't seem to understand is that the word jizya is interpreted in many ways, okay? But the issue is about the welfare of the non-Muslims in an Islamic state. They have to be looked after also. Just like in any normal countries, you have got people, here we are taxed. People always complain about being taxed to the hilt. But it is for public services, yeah? And every citizen in a country would want to contribute towards an effective running of the state. And the non-Muslims, their taxation system is lower than the Muslims. So, in fact, if you are going to talk about it being unjust and unfair, then purely on a technical basis, it would be against the Muslim.
It's unfair to the Muslims, basically.
Absolutely. To be in addition to any other taxable earnings of the government, because there'll be other things that need to be done.
Just falling on the tax, can you give us some taxes that we pay as Britons in Britain now?
Oh, income tax, PAYE, council tax. Yeah, these just three. You got them on business, value-added tax, customs tax. So many, but why do we have to pay all this? It is for the, it is for the effective running of the country. It is a nonsensical argument to suggest that somebody is being treated unfairly when you don't even know what the details are. And the advice to my Muslim brothers and sisters, the majority of our non-Muslim friends seem to be clueless about the subject matter, yet they confidently assert it. So what I would kindly suggest is to actually discuss the matter in detail so as to establish a standard, ensure that Islam is totally fair and just.